welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is someone who is recording this episode from 6.8 miles below the surface of the ocean in the Mariana Trench. Sanandi Boetas. How'd you get there?
Glug, 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 glug.
A helmet would have been a good idea.
Yeah. If I ever, then you know it's a suicide mission because no thanks. I always look up to people that love diving and going underwater. I think it's amazingly brave. I am too much of a scaredy pants, totally.
Man, that Mariana Trench. We're just gonna drill. We're just gonna see what happens down there. Oh man! And then they dig up Cthulhu. But it's okay. Also, on a scale of 1 to 10. How great is this episode going to be?
A solid 10.
Yeah.
It's a 10. It's a 10. Oh, yeah, because that line, of course. It's a 10.
I love how honest Kristen Stewart as Nora is when Vincent Cassel, who's Lucian, the captain of the Kepler, on the scale of 1 to 10, how damaged are we? 10. There's no messing around there, and I love it.
Yeah, she's so straight. I love it also when they're talking around the table and Captain Lucian is like, guys, this is the only thing we can do. We need to go for a little walkabout on the bottom of the ocean floor to get out of here. And she's like, can we just admit that we might die? Can we just can someone say the obvious?
Mm-hmm.
I love how she's just straight with the, yeah, okay, I might be the cynical one and no one wants to hear it, but also, can we just be honest about the fact that we might all die? Yeah, I love her character in this.
And Lucian drops a bomb on her. She was like, yeah, we might die, but what happens if we stay here? We're dead. And then she's like, good point. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So,
because he's also like, yeah, we might live. Can you at least admit we might live? And she's like, yeah. Glass half full kind of guy.
I gotta tell you, wait, there's no time. There's only moments. I don't think I've ever even had that thought when she is doing her opening narration, Nora's opening narration about her dead fiance who, spoilers, who says there's, only moments in time? That's, woof. I don't know, do you feel that way?
Well, yeah. I do sometimes.
Maybe I'm a cynic.
Sometimes, time depends on where you are mentally. Sometimes time can really feel like a blur and doesn't really matter, and it's really just moments. But it's also your memory and stuff playing on you. I mean, there's a lot of heavy stuff in this movie too. But I love it how it's just, I told Corey, what I really like about this film is how the story and the whole metaphor of it just walks hand in hand. No biggie. It's just there. You can, you don't even have to worry about it. It's there for you to see or not to see. It doesn't matter. Because both are so strong, but they're always there. It's as a scriptwriter, any scriptwriting course, any 101 scriptwriting course you ever take, they'll always tell you, cool, so you've got your story. Story always needs to have a theme and a theme or a metaphor or whatever you want to, and you always write that down and you glue it to your screen or your wall or whatever. And as you write, you're always thinking about that. And I feel this movie definitely had a great marriage between the themes and the story. It felt so effortless because it's a great action story. A lot of people have said Alien Under the Sea. How fun is that? What a fun concept. It worked for me. But yeah, there's also a lot of other things. There's the whole doing stuff to Mother Nature that we're maybe not supposed to do. It's F around and find out type of vibe. But there's also definitely a thing about loss and grief as well. I mean, you've got I love it how the two strong leaders of the group were both that's lost someone, so they're there to help the others get through this terrible, horrible mess, seeing people die, freaking out about it. I think it was just such a fun exploration of all of that in a very simple, so much fun, great monster movie.
When people say it's Alien in the ocean, I go, yes! But then there's people who are like, it's just Alien in the ocean. I'm like, yeah, but that's awesome. You're 6+ miles under the ocean, the Mariana Trench, and there are giant clinger monsters that I was watching some behind the scenes stuff, and these creatures started as octopuses, and you can see an octopus briefly in it, in this film,
Yeah.
do it for a jump
Yeah.
scare. That was the original creature design.
Yeah.
And then they are the funniest quote. He's like, "How would you feel if you saw a 3 meter, very skinny, tall man standing in front of you?" That's how they or tall person. That's how they explain these creatures, and I
Yeah.
love how it builds and the simplicity of it all. I mean, you're in the first few minutes, you get taken undersea, you realize that's a drilling thing, you realize it's expensive, you realize there's anomalies, they're not hiding anything, boom, and then just go, 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 survive, survive, survive. I really
That's
like that about
right.
it. It's very practical. I think Kristen Stewart is really solid as the action lead in this, and it like I was the behind this. So I was watching the deleted scenes, and they make me like the movie more because like all the VFX in this movie, they shot this in New Orleans in an old like Lowe's, which I don't know if you know Lowe's, but it's like
Yeah.
uh what's like the best word for it? Like a home improvement store. And it's just gigantic. And like they just had sand on the ground and they used what dry for wet. Yeah, and
So
the
good.
helmets are all like the glass is all VFX. And just watching the deleted scenes and what they hadn't completed, this was quite an audacious movie to shoot by William Eubanks. He has like I think this was pretty challenging and but I still dig it like the cinematography by Bojan Bazelli like Panavision made new lenses for this to make it more claustrophobic. So it's
Oh
just a very
wow.
yeah, like because they knew they wanted to get really close to the actors' faces to really sell the claustrophobia. So Panavision worked with them. They shot on an Ari, but then they worked with them for new Primo lenses to kind of make like a different lens for them. So I don't know, this movie,
Amazing.
yeah, right. And
Amazing.
there's a lot to this movie, and the cast is great. Like I love
Yeah, love
every
it. Love the
everybody who's
cast.
been in this movie I've liked, and it kind of bums me out about T.J. Miller that he's such. Well, I don't know. I haven't read about him about a year, but he had a rough go of it there for a while. No clue what he was going through, but I still think he's a good screen presence. I love seeing T.J. Miller on screen, so I like the cast. I think it's a unique ensemble. You never see anything like this, and even though we have seen monster movies like it, but I'm glad you suggested it. That was a lot of
Yeah, no,
talking.
it's fine. No, you
Yeah.
get everything out. That's good. Like you give way more information than I do
Mhm.
anyway. But yeah, I love the cast too. I love Mamodo. Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
Mamodo.
Yep.
It's plays Rodrigo. That was like my big thing. I wanted to see more of Rodrigo. I love Momodo. I loved him in Black Box. He's really a great actor. I really want to see more of his stuff. I enjoy him very much on screen. But yeah, Rodrigo went too fast, and in what a way. That's
Yeah.
one of those no moments. Like you can't believe that's happening. That's also listen the deaths in this movie. Because I mean, that's the thing. It's a very simple movie something goes wrong in this drilling thing and they need to get out. And on their way out, they lose people. People die. And it's like they need to help each other, the buddy system, to get through this or perish. It's really just the one or the other. It's not really, you don't really have much of a choice in it. You can't just sit there and do nothing because, yeah, the thing will get you or you'll just drown at the bottom of the ocean.
Squished.
Um, Oh, yeah, squished and I mean, yeah, we had two implosions, right? It was two.
Let's see. We had the implosion. Then we had the. Yeah, Cassell imploded, right? And then he exploded.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And
Like that beautiful blue light.
oh gosh.
Lovely. And then yeah, we've got DJ Miller that got a death that made a lot of people happy at the time because they were hating his guts. Like yeah, I also actually don't know a lot about what happened there, but I don't really care. But yeah, that was a great movie death. Getting dragged out of his suit, like that last before his face disappears and it's just all blood. Like you can literally see his face squashing through that helmet, like he's being dragged out. Oh, that was amazing. Every time I watch it, I'm like when you just kind of want to contort into yourself and like
Him and his stuffed bunny.
yeah, with his bunny. I feel like he was like the kid in this family of people working together and having to look out for each other at the bottom of the ocean. On this whole drilling, what's it, a drilling?
Yeah, like
Drilling.
they're drilling for what? Like they're just down there drilling for. It's a world's largest drill, and they're
So it's
drilling for
just a
natural
drill.
resources. Yeah, I think they're
Yeah, it's
looking
just a
for.
drill. I'm like, what do you call the balding thing. It's just a drill. It's just, you call it a drill.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's just drilling into the ground.
Yeah, so you call it a drill. I was like, is there another name for it? Because you've got the names for the stations and the drilling station, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess drilling station. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like you have a gas station and you pump gas. So you have a drilling station where there's a large drill.
There we go. It's already been a week. But yeah, I feel like Paul is like, he's like the kid in this family of, like Captain Lucian is like, he's like the dad, but also like the granddad vibe. Nora's like the mother. Then you've got like the two siblings that also have stuff for each other. You've got Rodrigo that is just like, oh, yeah, I wanted more of Rodrigo. I think like that's the biggest crit of the movie for me is he died way too soon. Come on, like I wanted to see more of him. And then Paul is definitely the kid with his bunny and like just like everything about him and how he talks and he's just like the child of the group. But like, yeah.
I think they needed that kill too with Rodrigo because I guess they kept Paul around, played by T.J. Miller, because you want that comedy. But then there's Rodrigo, the super nice guy who does sacrifice. He knows his mask is bad, but I think you need to know the danger of being underwater. Does that make sense? Even though, I mean, listen, yeah, I'll be in a pool sometimes and I go underwater for 3 seconds. I'm like, let me out of here. So I understand the dangers of the deep. But yeah, I guess you needed that. And then I guess you needed to show what happens if you go up too fast, you explode. And then what the monsters could do to you. It's only 3 deaths. Well, no, there's more. But like, well,
yeah,
4,
there's three characters that we know. Lee gets shown, but we don't even know Lee really. So it's really just 3 characters that matter to us that we see their deaths, which is not a lot. So that was the thing because I was initially saying, but couldn't you just use like a different actor or actress even like and just like have them die first the way Rodrigo did? But then it was like, no, because I do get that because that was a big one. I mean, initially it was Nora and Rodrigo feeling so bad because they had to shut the door on those other two when the whole thing started going south. And they were like feeling so guilty. And Rodrigo was telling her, don't, it's not your fault. We can't like, put all the guilt on us now. We need to move on. And then he dies. And it shakes her. And I think that's what I love about this movie, and that's what makes this movie definitely more emotionally richer than Alien does, because they really stop and care about everyone's deaths. It's not just like, go, go, go. It's not. We have these moments where you can see these guys are rattled. Poor Emily, played by Jessica Henwick, which is she's fantastic. I love her.
Oh, so good. Love the
poor
monsters.
Emily, she almost loses her mind because, like, she's clearly not, she says also, like, she hasn't seen anyone died. Like, seeing someone die does something to you. I think a lot of movies skip over that because they're more for the action, where the reality of the fact is you're not going to be fine. That's freaking traumatizing. And this movie, like, takes a moment there to have these, gosh, this is crazy. Like, everyone's dying, but they're not, like, milking it at the same time. Which I love that. I love the balance again. It's a balance for me between the story and the theme. I love it. I love it. Love it.
A 90-minute movie. And I do think there is, it's a very patient though. I mean, I know earlier I maybe misleadingly said that it's go, go, go. I do think they always have to keep moving, but this movie does take its time occasionally to, like you say, sit in sadness or have a conversation or
the moments.
Yeah, have those moments where you sort of relax within all the chaos. And
it's great. It's so well balanced also because it is a go-go movie. You don't really realize until you really watch it critically. Ooh. But you realize, yeah, they really actually take their time and they're very respectful about the death that's actually happening in this movie. Because I think a lot of the times, we just, skip past it and, okay, cool, what's next? And like this one, strikes a nice balance, I think.
And I mean, I guess when you're walking on the bottom of the ocean, you got to move slow. So that also aids it.
Yo, how good is those angles with the cameras that they put inside of the visors?
Oh yeah, they're great.
Oh, those side angles and you can just feel the claustrophobia. And I loved how you never felt like you didn't know which angle they were now or which direction they were going when they switched between. Oh, that was very well done. I felt the claustrophobia.
And I dig it too because like this is a movie that I when I first heard that like Kristen Stewart, because I liked her a lot in Personal Shopper. Like, I know a lot. Like, I know her and Robert Pattinson got a lot of flack for being in the Twilight
I'm
movies,
a big
but
fan.
like
I'm a big fan.
all you do though is like if you watch Adventureland, if you watch a couple of the other movies, her earlier films, like she's good. She's a good actress. So I
She's
think
good.
all this hate came from those films. But also Pattinson, like when Good Time came around, everyone was shocked. I'm like, yeah, but he was in The Rover. He was in a few other films that he was really good in. But like when they cast her in this, like Kristen Stewart as the action lead, I was excited because it seems. Listen, she was a huge actress. She had done Snow White, but she hadn't done much in that one. This one's kind of her Ripley, I guess, her type of starring role, and that was kind
For
of
sure.
cool because it's sort of counter programming or like it's counterintuitive, and I kind of dig that. Like she has this different vibe on screen, right? Very introspective, sort of would you say like
Yes.
emotional. But then I think her character also finds like some athleticism in this. So yeah, I just really dug the casting and Henwick too. I was making a joke earlier about she was in Love and Monsters in 2020, so she was in
Yeah.
two movies I liked, and I like how I liked her character in both. In this one, she carries Liam Smith, the engineer, like John Gallagher Jr., across the ocean, and I like how he thanks her for it. Like, thanks for dragging me across the ocean. And then
Oh.
and then in Love and Monsters, when he gets to her, she's like, "Yo, I've changed. Like, this is cool. I'm happy you're here." But I dig those two types of characters that she played, and they shot this movie in 2017, which. I mean, I think it had a long VFX process because you had to add all the glass, you had to add like all the particles, but this sort of sat around for a little bit, and I don't know. I still dig it though. It's
I
I don't know.
love
I
it.
guess you had a good
Nah.
20. Now, one thing I want to ask you about is like does it seem a little interesting to you where like there's a deleted scene where Jessica Henwick spends like 5 minutes telling Liam why she loves him. And I'm like, why? Like this is interesting. And then in this one, Kristen Stewart's Nora, she's just sort of I've never had the loss, so I can't speak on it. But she is sort of saddled with this subplot about how like she's just she lost her fiance and she's loaded with guilt. And like, does that? I think you need the metaphor in this movie, but is that needed? Like, you think about some great action pictures like Predator, Aliens. Like the characters aren't saddled with a kind of backstory like that. They can just sort of exist and survive. Was that a necessary narrative choice for those characters to have that?
Well, honestly, it's part of why I like this movie. I think
Hmm.
if they didn't have it and it was just straight action, it would have felt way more just like Alien underwater, and I might have not liked it as much. I like the fact that they had a little bit of that because it's really like her beginning speech really tells you everything you need to know about what you're about to see in the movie. Because in the beginning, where she also talks about the glass half full, glass half empty, she's more a half empty kind of person, and a lot of people will like say, oh, don't be cynical, but like that way you just don't have to worry about losing anything or anyone. And I
Hmm.
think that's just kind of the thing. And like Emily and Liam, they're the juxtaposition of that. They're young ones in love. They have still all the hope. She lost a fiance. She's not going to be like that. So I like the differences in and how that kind of, because I mean, at the end of the day, you have to remember that this is a movie with freaking Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And, the cosmic horror, the absolute existential horror, dread. And what they did is, well, okay, connect death to all of that. Because that is, yeah, as like cosmic horror-ish you can get to. So it all worked for me. It made sense. Like the angles that they did, the backstories that they gave them. It wasn't a lot. It really was only that. I mean, other than their relationships and the people they've lost, we don't know anything else about these
Hmm.
characters. So it wasn't like they made it all like, big deal about backstories and stuff. I like the showing the diversity of it. Again, though, I would have wanted to know more about Rodrigo. Justice for Rodrigo.
Just yeah, it's such a nice presence on screen, and then just imploded.
Yeah.
And
I really love him. I really enjoyed him in Black Box. Black Box wasn't really like one of my favorite movies from last year, but he was really good. I was very impressed with him because I haven't seen him in much. Like I recognize his face, seen him in a couple of movies, but like he carried Black Box and he did really, really well. I thought he did great.
Which one is Black Box?
That was one of the Amazon Prime horrors that came out last year.
Oh yeah, that was really good about how
Remember?
Oh yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, and his mom
Yeah.
didn't cope. It was his mom at the end. Yeah. Oh, I might have given spoilers for people. Sorry. Oh,
So there's like Black Bird, and then there's like
oh,
Black Bird Box, and so I just had like a weird, not Black Bird, Bird Box. I was like, wait, which one? I got them all mixed up in my
yeah.
head. No, he was really good in that.
He
Yeah, for
was
sure.
so good. So yeah, like I liked it that he was also in like 2 horror movies last year that were like, talked about and stuff. Yeah,
And
I would have wanted to actually know more of his character. I think
and the
maybe a spin-off Underwater with Rodrigo before all of this happened. That'd
prequel,
be great. A prequel with Rodrigo. Yes.
Rodrigo
Justice
the
for
prequel,
Rodrigo.
just sort of hanging out, drinking coffee, and
Tell me why he gave Nora the non-defective helmet and why he took the defective one. And there's your
he
movie.
she remembered. Oh, but I think he was paying it back or paying it forward because she closed the door. He would have died. She's the one who made the decision to kill those 2 people. So I mean, it's really unselfless, a very
But still,
selfless move.
exactly, he didn't have to do
Yeah,
that.
I
Like, how many
mean,
people would actually do that?
very
Rodrigo
pragmatic,
did.
right?
He needs his own movie.
And also Brian Duffield, one of the writers, Adam Kozad also wrote it as well. But Duffield has an interesting thing with sort of love and danger. I mean, Love and Monsters. It's about the character making an 80-mile trek that could end in his death. Like going to visit this person he loves could mean death. Then you have Spontaneous, where these high school kids are are just spontaneously blowing up. And then you have the relationship between those kids, and how do you have a relationship during that, and dealing with all this loss of people. Like in Love and Monsters, people are getting killed, and he's
Yep.
feeling that, and then Spontaneous, people are getting killed, and then in the babysitter, this kid loves his babysitter, but she turns out to be part of a cult. So I don't know, it's interesting. Duffield he definitely has a theme to his movies that I wouldn't say they're all tied closely, but you can kind of tell they have some DNA together.
Yeah, I think it might be a theme of, listen, this life is crazy, or like, or you're in the situation, it's crazy, but what are you going to do? You're not going to do nothing. You're going to do something. So let's see, what are you going to do? I think that's pretty much what they all have in common, What are you going to do?
Whoa. Oh, wow. That was good. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm not surprised that
Oh.
you came up with that. I just didn't even think about that. Yeah, what are you, like, you just got to keep going. Spontaneous, keep going. Love and Monsters, you just got to do it.
Exactly. And it literally also explains the ending to this movie, where she's like, what are you going to do? Like, you feel like you don't have any control. Well, just say screw it and let that energy out and just do something.
Were
Yeah.
these
And if
people
that means
looking,
helping other people, then that is what it means. Like, if you feel like you can't help yourself and you can't really get out of your own darkness or whatever, hey, maybe you can at least help other people. The buddy system,
I mean, she helps the world.
you know?
Jeez Louise.
And I mean, they're not subtle about it. You've got like from the beginning, when we move through the station, when they find each other after the big first blowout, you've got the announcement saying like, here at TN Industries, we're a family. Later on, they've got like a whole
Yeah.
pan shot of the poster that says like the buddy system. Here we do things together or something. Like they're not subtle about what they're trying to, say here. Like, so we're all in this together. You might as well help each other, because otherwise, what?
Mm-hmm. And they do help each other. I mean, we're
They
walking in the
do.
ocean, and one of our friends gets pulled into a tunnel by a monster. I'd like to
I'm
think
not
that I
gonna
would go after this person, but I would also be like, hey, what's that over there? I
listen.
mean,
It might take me a second, but I mean, I won't leave someone I know like that. I won't. It might take me a second. I don't think I'll just dive in, but yeah, I will dive in probably. I'll try and do it as clever as I possibly
I'll
can.
put my arm out and be like, oh, and then people be like, oh, Mark
And
tried.
Mark tried. He lost an arm, but he tried.
Yeah. He imploded.
But yeah.
But then that explosion blew up the monster, which freed Hanks, who was behind a rock. So, yeah.
Gave people a chance to escape and live their lives. Oh, what a guy.
And I did it by accident. I do hope that Nora, though, whenever, I know everything's classified, but if this ever gets out, she should just have a monument built for her that says "Kill Cthulhu." It's It's
Yeah.
that'd be a pretty good tombstone right there. And how'd you think about the monster inclusion at the end? And how'd you I don't know, what'd you think about that final beast popping up and just sort of hanging out and getting blown up? Like, what'd you think
No,
about that?
I love it. So I love sea monsters in general. I mean, grew up and live in South Africa where we have a huge coastline. So and with also a lot of mythology of like sea monsters and stuff. Like we've also got a lot of like sea monsters and sharks and like crazy. But yeah, so I love sea monsters in general. So you tell me sea monster movie, I'm there. I was very, very happy with these guys. Like even the what do they call them in the mythos? The dead ones. So creepy. The first like monsters that you see, and then yeah, Cthulhu at the end. I watched the movie last night again in preparation for this, and every time I just sit there and smile because it's so amazing and huge and epic, and I love how you like never really see it also because that's
Hmm.
also like I feel part of it. I mean, how can you look into the face of something that mind boggling. Yeah, I was very happy. I was very satisfied with the monsters.
Yeah.
What did you not like it
No, I
or?
love it. I'm just asking what,
Oh,
what you thought. And I love the
oh
clingers
no.
too. And I love
I mean,
how,
it's my favorite
yeah,
part.
he's trying, the clinger, the thing is just trying to swallow, well, it does. It swallows Nora and she shoots out,
Right?
blows him up and then crawls outside of its stomach. And then it stands up and looks at her. And then she shoots the flare. Another great flare usage in an underwater movie, which I adore. But yeah, shoots that flare and just, it goes into the thing. You just see it. Like, you get this immense scale of it, but you never know how big it is. It's just pretty cool. And you know what's interesting? The thing was okay. So what they say in this movie, right? They're drilling, and they somehow felt like they hit a pocket because these creatures, they're coming out of all these creatures are coming out of the giant beast, correct?
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
there's like little pockets that they hang in. They just I guess keep the thing clean and worship it. I don't know. But like, so they drilled into something, right? That was like a warm temperature pocket in the world, and then let this thing loose, correct?
Yeah, I guess.
Would the
I mean, they
pressure
don't
have
really,
smushed them?
well, I mean,
I guess
obviously
it
not.
didn't. Yeah, so they must be powerful. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you'd think, I mean, maybe they just hit a bubble that contained it or something,
Hmm.
you know? I don't know. I mean, you can really just make up your own thing
Yeah,
because we're talking about
a monster that doesn't
Cthulhu living
exist.
in the core, yeah, like deep down in the earth. I don't know.
There's got to be more of them because they hit right at the perfect area.
Listen, this is my theory. This is my theory because Corey was like, yeah, but I don't know if I really like the fact that she blew Cthulhu up, which I laughed at first for like 5 minutes about because
Yeah,
that's
that.
funny.
Yeah,
Um,
she just lights him up.
give don't kill the existential horror.
Yeah.
Don't. But then like I told him, how do you know that was the real Cthulhu? How do you know that was not like his son or something, like the prince, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He's not, that wasn't even the big guy. That was like a smaller version, actually, you know?
The Duke.
'Cause the Duke. Yeah, like the captain, but not the king, you know? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You can really argue a lot of that because the world is so open. And they leave it open. I love that they don't explain everything. We literally get a shot of Lucian's locker where he's clearly been like, which again, it makes sense. He lost his daughter. So of course he's been knowing the thing. But that's literally all that we see of it is in the locker. There's no explanations, nothing. They just show us this thing. And it's really open to a whole world down there.
Wait, what did I miss in Lucien's locker?
So when she gets to one of the stations, the abandoned one, is it the
Yeah.
Rubak?
I have the name here. Let me look for it.
And yeah, she opens Lucian's locker because it says like Lucian on his, and the thing was abandoned. So it's Lucian's old stuff. That's where she takes a card out that says his girl died age 14.
Oh,
That's where,
okay.
oh, she's 14. Oh, right, because you never told them. And then at the back of the locker, it's got these little like pieces of twine, all detectively linking on this map that's stuck to the back of the locker. And interesting, if you look there, they put the original drawing that Lovecraft did of Cthulhu. They also actually put it there. It's a little Easter egg. It's also at the back of the locker. But that's like the only place where we see like, they've known something down here. They've known about something. And like I said, that's the only thing the movie shows about any of what they actually then experienced down there.
Whoa.
So yeah, it also shows that the people knew there was something going on. They just didn't care. Because when it comes to our lovely planet, a lot of people don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they knew that there were creatures down there from the reports in the beginning. So they found these new species down there. That's great. I don't know what I've watched this movie like 4 times, and I've never picked up on that scene. That's
watch
odd.
it again.
That's odd.
Watch it again.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I mean, it's only this is a 90-minute movie. And the first 3 minutes, you could just fast forward through if you've already read the reports or if you want to pause and read every report. But yeah, this is I don't see how it could have been longer too. I think they get to where they need to go, they make the journey, and then they blow up the beast.
I think it would have been too much.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it's a you get in and they get out kind of vibe. But I also love it how we always talk about 90-minute movies. I think that's our thing. I love it.
Freaky. Yeah, this has been a nice... Listen, I love... like, Suicide Squad was, what, an hour and 30 minutes? If a movie's awesome, I'm very happy to have more awesomeness. But sometimes...
Totally.
It's nice just to have 90-minute movies. Oh, it's beautiful. I
think the thing with Underwater is, I'm also like that. I mean, there's Dr. Sleep. I have no problem sitting through the 3-hour director's cut from Mike Flanagan because I can do 4 hours, honestly. It's just so good. With Underwater, though, I think it's just because it's underwater. So I loved how they did the visuals. It felt very realistic. It's murky. You're not going to have these freaking amazing clear shots underwater, especially when they're stomping around on the sand down there with explosions going off. Like, it's going to be murky, and they make it murky. And then you've got the claustrophobia thing happening. I think it would have been a lot if it was 2 hours, more than 2 hours. I think it would have been a movie where I would have felt exhausted at the end and not exhilarated in the end. Because I do like the end. I do like the ending. Let's blow it up. Bah! I love it. And a lot of people that like this movie didn't like Nora, doing that, but I loved it. I thought it was great.
And that's a great point, too, because... And you also know the producers, too, were watching every step into sand and going, that's going to cost millions. Or that's going to cost $500,000. The more time we spend outside is more money. So They probably thought the more time we have to load these actors into these suits, the more time we have to do this. I mean, any time they have to shoot more, it's more expensive because it's extra days, extra gear, extra rentals. But then this movie also has the added cost of all the glass on the helmets, all the extra steps, all the extra sand, all the extra particles. So, yeah, I mean, 90 minutes. I mean, this was already... The budget from this, they said, was 50 to 80 million. I couldn't find an exact total. But if you add another half hour onto it, that kicks it up to, 80 to 100 million. So,
yep.
I mean, just for all that extra staring at the ones and zeros on the screen. So I think, I don't know, so this is the way it is. It gets out on time. No, I mean, listen, it tells a nice story in 90 minutes. Oh, it's good. I love monster movies.
Same. I love monster, and especially sea monster movies. It's the best.
All right, so how about this? Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will talk more underwater. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And I was looking at the scores for this movie, and it's kind of a bummer because this movie only made 40 million worldwide. Now, to be fair, it released in late January, when the pandemic was an issue in other countries. But do you think if this movie was released in... I mean, it also had a 47% tomato meter score, IMDb 5.8, which isn't great. But if this movie was released... because it got dumped in January. That's not a good release date. I guess
the 10th. The 10th of January, which... Yeah.
That's not great. But I think they sort of buried this movie, and it's a little bit of a bummer that they did that, because it's such a... Yes, it is aliens underwater. But you know what, though? There's a documentary about the making of Alien, and Dan O'Bannon admitted to stealing wholesale from other... some of the stuff in Alien you can see in comic books. You can see in other, like this. It's a beautiful film. I adore it. But I hate when people are like, oh, yeah, it's like Alien. But I'm like, yeah, but Alien was like these 18 movies. So I do think there is I'm not saying it's different. Actually, what do you think about this, Zanandi? Where I think there is selective, this movie stole from other movies. Because like, every action movie, you have every comic book movie, there are like battle, CGI fest battle at the end. There's like a formula to so many films, but then particular movies come out and are like, yeah, it just stole from this movie, which I don't know. So someone watched that movie Monster Hunter, and they're saying it's just Pitch Black meets Tremors, but I'm like, yeah, but Tremors and Pitch Black were these movies. I guess, does that bother you when people just they let some movies slide, but then they attack other movies for doing what they love about other movies, if that makes sense?
Yeah, no, it does. And I mean, honestly, I'm just like, if someone says, for instance, now with Underwater, oh yeah, it's like, Alien. Like, yeah, it is. It doesn't like pretend that it wasn't influenced by it, but also the fact that you're complaining because it's just like Alien, tells me that you don't even know what Alien is, because you don't even know that Alien was derived from so many other things. Like, so see, that's just what it tells me about the person going on about it. So yeah, that's just how I deal with it.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, okay. You don't really know, so cool. Then why should your opinion matter? The fact that there are people whose opinion then just matters because a lot of people will listen to anything they say and think they know everything. But again, that's not really like our crowd, Mark. So,
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, just on the point of, it's got 47 on Rotten Tomatoes critics score. It's at least got a 60 with audiences, at least. Because I do that now too. I don't really like critics. I want to see what the audience thought, because that's also like, it also tells a little story there. So yeah, and I think it's only also 60 because, of course, there will be audience members too that will argue there's aliens. But I don't know if a lot of people have really seen this movie. I would love to actually have the numbers of people who have seen this, because I think a lot of people missed out on it. I remember when it came out, we were going on about it. Last year when we did our best horror movies of the year list, we went on about it. And how many people were like, oh, I still have to see this. Remember?
Yeah.
So many people were like, we were putting out our lists, top 10 horror movies. I think Underwater was on both of our lists. So many people were like, oh, I still have to see this. Well, then, how do you really then take the score seriously when this movie actually flew under the radar?
Absolutely. And I do think it's not the typical like super duper monster movie. I think it's more, I think it is more what, maybe I'm using the wrong word, but like introspective. It has more, there's no, aside from Kristen Stewart's couple moments, there's no massive hero moments. There's not the typical lead in this movie. So I think a lot of people going in to watch a movie just are turned off by it because it's not what they're used to. This is a beautiful monster movie. I love it. I do see how some people walk in with preconceived notions, won't be a fan of it. And then other people complained about the look of the creature because they're like, that's not what Cthulhu looks like. And you're kind of thinking, yeah, and listen, like, I know there are some drawings, but like you said, this could be cut. The captain of the B Squad, I don't know. He has said that it is Cthulhu, but who knows what else is in there? Who knows what else it represents? So I think a lot of expectations got on this, and then the narrative of, oh, it's derivative, and then not many people saw it. I think that became the narrative, and I think it got stuck with it. And also, people did talk about the January release date. So these people walked in with all sorts of baggage. And I had to prep an episode about Twilight, the franchise Twilight, for Rotten Tomatoes is Wrong. And I researched the first film, and while researching it, like, there really is a lot of hate towards Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson. I mean, people complain in Twilight that the vampires sparkle, but vampires aren't real. So like, this isn't my vampire. I'm like, but vampires aren't real. They're based on like, when people were buried in cold ground and then they would get lifted up when there were rain, like blood coming out. Like this wasn't like this, like they're not real. So it doesn't, vampires are different in almost every single movie. So I don't know why everyone hated the sparkling, because it's vampires
Yeah,
are
I
not,
feel like
but
it's a very strange world because you like get yelled at for not being original when the whole idea and concept of originality is ridiculous and far-fetched. And then when you try to do something new and put a new take on something, you get yelled on for doing that too because this is not how it is. And I'm like, wow, you just can't win.
hmm it's, and I think there is that narrative towards Kristen Stewart, and it sucks because as much as I always promote, I love Personal Shopper, I love Adventureland, I think she's done good work in movies, but I think this overall narrative is kind of like anti-Twilight and kind of making fun of the movies, and so I think people see that she's in it, and then Charlie's Angels got a ton of flack as well from a lot of people, and and it's kind of a bummer because I think she's really good in this movie, and I think Kristen Stewart could be an action
She
lead.
is.
Like watching her, it was kind of cool. Like she was down to run
She
in this
is
movie,
good.
but they had to put like flesh-colored shoes on her because she was down to run barefoot, but they're like, Kristen, we don't want you busting your face or running on a slippery corridor in this. But yeah, I think she carries it, and I think she's cool, and I think I like, you know what I like? I like different kinds of action heroes. So I remember when I was
Yes.
12 watching Speed and watching the dynamic between Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. I remember thinking, I grew up with Sly Stallone, I grew up with Schwarzenegger, and then seeing Keanu Reeves have these cool interactions with Sandra Bullock. It felt different to me. It felt, I don't know, it felt different. So I always like when there's different action heroes on screen, when there's a unique take on it, when it's not just the biggest person around wiping people out. So I like when they do something different with action. And that's what this movie does, and I applaud that. And it also has monsters in it. Like anything with monsters I'm pretty much cool with. Like you have to be
Yeah.
that Great White movie that came out earlier to really annoy me. But I see a monster movie, I'm pretty cool with it. Doesn't matter what it is. But I like that this one's different, and why not? Like, I don't know. People just people can watch. I love soccer, right? And I love MMA. And every soccer game, someone kicks a ball. I don't go, oh, this is derivative. Like, no, this is like their score lines are different. There's a different team. I'm watching the same thing over and over again, but it's different. There's still the same principles. So if I go to see a horror movie, I look at it like that. Like I'm going to see some of the same concepts. I'm going to see some of these things I've seen before, some nostalgia, but it's still different enough for me to enjoy it. But I don't know, that's just the way I look at it. But I'm not saying I'm better than
Yeah.
anybody else. I mean, other people have their ways of watching movies. I mean, I live for movies, so I guess I am in a bubble. But just watch underwater. It's fun. Jeez
No,
Louise.
but I think we give people, like maybe more chances than, because like, yeah, your analogies, it's like a theater play. Why can't you allow different actors, different directors to do the same play? We do that all the time. So for me, it's like, yeah, I mean, even Kristen Stewart said, of course, like her character is very much Ripley. Of course, there's so many similarities in this movie. They're not like being shy about it or anything, but they still made it their own thing, their
Mm-hmm.
own thing. This is a unique thing. Honestly, I love this movie more than I do Alien. Ooh, shock, horror.
Oh, hey.
Oh, did someone explode when they heard that? Shame. Because honestly, this movie had much more going for it, I think. And I actually wish it got more love to begin with. I'm not saying I wanted them to give them more money to make it like, bigger and better and whatever, because I actually like the more realistic take to it. Even like, the talking and stuff. I like that realistic vibe, but I know that's a personal thing. But yeah, I love this movie. I mean, it's like, because Corey and I were talking about it last night, and he's like, yeah, I mean, like, I hear you, Zanandi, and Alien, it's a good movie for what it was, but it's also kind of boring. I'm like, I know.
Woohoo.
Mark, when were you bored in this movie? Ever?
Never. But I love your hot take. I'm still an Alien guy.
Oh, no, and I love Alien too. That's the thing.
But
I can love both.
yeah,
I can love one more than the other, but I can still love both.
I guess for me, yeah, no, that's a great point. There we go. I guess for me with Alien, I guess I just get so caught up in the patience of it, and it's just the xenomorph itself by Geiger. It's such a daring way to make something, and then I guess I just look forward to certain scenes when I watch it. But
Exactly.
I
We
do
look
think
forward to certain scenes.
I do think Underwater though it's just a fun 90 minutes. And we were talking about the suits and the look of it. The production designer Naman Marshall, he did Don't Breathe, The Visit, but he was an art director for many years. And he worked on Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight. And if you watch the background of this movie, and apparently I didn't watch The Locker one time, but you watch the different screens, you watch the computers, you watch the sets that they built in a warehouse in Louisiana and a Lowe's. I think this is a wonderfully designed movie as well. And I'm shocked. I know this is crazy because Eubanks hasn't done much. He did The Signal. He did a movie called Love. But they gave this movie $50 to $80 million. That's pretty good for
It's not bad.
That's
Exactly.
pretty good for an original IP horror movie. And so it's such a... Remember that's on Twitter. I think this is how you and I have been talking about this for a long time, but I think John Squires was like, hey, go watch Underwater because it's one of the rare, that's like one of the last 50 to 80 million original IP horror movies, monster movies you're going to watch. And like, these are the movies I want though. Like this is, as much as I love superhero cinema, I mean, the Suicide Squad, we talked like for 20 minutes before this episode even started about that movie.
So good.
But
so good.
And like, listen, I like Marvel. There's some people out there who have serious fatigue of it, and it's letting them, and it's affecting the way they watch it. Because I do think there are certain viewers who are very bullish about comic book movies, DC versus Marvel. I don't care. I just watch them all and enjoy them. But
I know, right? I don't care. Why do people care about that?
Yeah.
Why do they feel like they have to be team something? I swear, it's Americans with their red and blue thing all over again.
But then I watch, I watch Underwater and just the new ideas, the way they had to get creative, the way they had to develop a new lens. Like, this is crazy. If you came to me, Mark, and you're like, hey, I want to do an underwater movie, but not underwater, I would get out of here. I would.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swimming pool? It's like, I'm not going to Cameron in the Abyss, that's for sure. But it's I don't know, it's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
swimming pool and play with lights and like shades and I don't know.
Just throw sand on the bottom of the swimming pool and then just
Yeah.
shoot with super close-ups and just throw a bunch of salt in there. I don't know why, but just add it. But I don't know. And also, you know, it's interesting, the cinematographer, he's also shot A Cure for Wellness and The Lone Ranger. Those are two other massively budgeted films that didn't do well, but I still think they look great. So this guy works on some pretty interesting properties that are big budgeted but don't do well, but I think they are I think A Cure for Wellness is wonderful to look at. I think it's a visual marvel.
It's wonderful to look. Yeah.
It's another outlier that won't happen again. It only happened because of Gore Verbinski in Pirates and his power at the time. But once again, I'm happy we got to talk about it. I'm happy I own this movie. I actually ordered this movie from Amazon, got it. It didn't have a digital copy, so then they had to send me another one. Then I had to send this one back to do it.
Okay.
So I had a process to do Underwater.
What a mission. This movie is cursed. It's cursed. It's cursed.
I hope it finds its audience. And James Gunn had an interesting point where he talked about, yes, I like my movies playing in theaters, but Jaws is still considered a classic because people watch it on TVs. And so this is, I hope Underwater is one of those movies that you finally see a clickbait article and you're like, this Kristen Stewart 2020 Sea Beast movie is crushing it on Netflix. Like, that's the article I look forward to seeing in a year or two. So yeah, that's my thought.
I think that'll definitely happen, Mark, because there's definitely, like you talk about John Squires mentioning it, the guys over at Buddy discussing, even like the people that, you know, when we brought out our list last year of our favorite horror movies, Underwater is on it. Like, a lot of people also, like, you know, they comment and I saw this movie. This was so great. What an underrated movie. There's definitely, I think it's already got a cult following, which makes me very happy because the mainstream people can be all, yes, it's Alien and carry on. But I think this movie has lasting quality. I know it does. I mean, we're going to love this movie in 10 years' time. We will, if we're still here and Cthulhu hasn't eaten us all. We will love this movie. It will be a great sea monster movie because we don't have a lot of those. There are some, but we don't have a lot of good sea monster movies, and this one's definitely up there. So yeah, I think over time, as more and more people watch it, and as the people who already love it tell people to watch it more and more, I think, yeah, it'll get the love and attention it deserves. Because it's interesting. The movie, like, you go Google underwater and you see the Rotten Tomatoes score of 47. It's like, oh, brother. But then go scroll and go see some of the reviews. There are actually great reviews out there. A lot of people actually like it. It's funny. It's almost like what people are saying online and the scores aren't really coming together. And it's a weird one. There are, of course, reviews that's like blah, blah about it. You kind of expect more with a score like 47, with a cast like this, with a movie like this. And there's actually, yeah, it's funny. I can't, yeah, there's not I'm not understanding what I'm seeing.
It feels quite Deep Blue Sea, where you talk to a lot of people about it, and of course I'm dropping
And they
Deep Blue
say
Sea
they
again.
love it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's so awesome, that scene with Sam Jackson.
But
Oh, that scene with that and the sharks. Oh yeah, but it sucks. Or like, but it's so good it's bad. And you're like, no, you just said how awesome it was. Like, it's not. No. Like, oh yeah, this movie's amazing. D. And you're like, wait, what? So, yeah, fighting against that.
Trying to figure out.
Well, at least The
people-
Mummy's finally fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's good.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
61%
nice.
now, so that makes me
What's
happy.
CPC doing these days? Let's
59.
see. What?
Yeah. It was 60 for a while, then someone wrote a negative review about it.
Who did that?
Yeah. Who dropped
The
it down?
trolls on them.
Well, hey, do you wanna promote your work before we get out of here?
Yeah, like I'm still doing my stuff over at Cracked. So yeah, you guys can check me out on Twitter. For now, that's really just the easiest thing. This is the only podcast I'm doing right now. The Deep Blue Sea stuff is still going, but I'm done for now because we're almost done.
Oh man,
That
until
was
the
so
fourth
much
one
fun
comes
listening
out.
to the What?
Until the fourth
Yeah.
one comes out.
Shark Week 2022.
Oh, I hope that happens. It better.
Yeah, me too. Like, me too.
The triumphant return of Dr. Misty Calhoun.
Yeah, I'd say bring everyone back. Alternate universe.
Oh, multiverse. I just watched.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched the first 3 episodes of What If. So yeah, they could do that. What if? Yeah.
And give us
No.
a little sneak peek, a little
I dig
promo.
it. I like it a lot because they brought back the original the actors, like it's the actors voicing these roles. They're well written. I think the animation is quite unique. It's not a. Sometimes you feel like I was a little worried that it was just some kind of throwaway to just tell more stories, but I think this animation that they set up really allows us stories that are cool that they would never make for theaters. So you obviously can't have live action, or you can't go to TV and do it. So there's a certain like wish fulfillment in this. It's cool watching Captain Carter. I think some of the episodes are quite interesting. I like the animation, and they get the actors to voice the characters. That's the most important thing. Like
Nice.
Kevin Feige is also working on this, spearheading it. So he's not going to allow for a B- property. So yeah,
No.
I think it's the first. I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but I like it. So we need a What If for the Deep Blue Sea and underwater universe. And I just want to say, you would not have liked the deleted scenes because when Rodrigo explodes in the deleted scenes,
Yeah?
blood and guts everywhere.
Oh,
Like-
okay. Okay.
Juicy bits. Like rolled all
Yeah.
over Kristen Stewart.
That would have been unfair because we did have a little bit of that. But yeah, too much would have been, too disrespectful for my Rodrigo.
And I know we didn't talk about it a lot here, but just go see it. Like, go see and check out this movie if you haven't watched it. If you're still here, or if you've loved the movie, go watch it again. Recommend it to somebody. And just go on Twitter and just be like, yo, Underwater 2020 is legit. Just leave that out there. Just, I don't know, let people know that
Better
this
than
movie's fun.
Alien. Someone else said it on a podcast. Go listen.
Whoa, yeah, I like that.
Blame me, it's fine.
I want to, what's the Zanandi MFF podcast on the Blu-ray, on the 4K. Imagine that. You get quoted for that.
Some Reddit users will be mad.
Yeah. How dare you? All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining me. I'll make sure to include your, everyone follows Zanandi on Twitter. Check out all of our stuff at Cracked. It's wonderful. So, and Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, that's coming out in September. Yeah, you can pre-order. Well, the first comic book is out. And the second one with one of my stories in it is, getting released in September. But I think pre-orders are open. So yeah, go check it out. Trailer Park Boys gets a comic book. Woohoo! I've got a story there.
Get 2 copies in case you want to read it twice.
It's got a gnome lawn, a gnome lawn con.
Oh, I love. Oh, wait. All right, I'll tell you after we record. I don't want to get this out in the public. But hey, so thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It's
All right.
always a pleasure.
So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Zane Boetas, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.